¿Qué onda, mi gente del Recreo podcast? Welcome back to another episode. Today we are recording. We have the honor to record from Mr. Raul, El Gato Negro. We are in his studio today. We have the privilege of being here, and I say we when it's only myself.
No, well, I mean, hey, Chili Willy's in the
Oh,
back.
he's in
Chili,
the back.
come on, you can't forget about Chili Willy. Shout out Chili Willy.
Yes, sir. Chili Willy?
That's Chili Willy right there,
I love
man.
it, man. That's sick. But anyways, let's get into it, man. Who was Raul before everybody knew you about by El Gato Negro?
Raul was, or
Is sorry.
a first generation Mexican American whose grandfather came to Escondido
Mhm.
and said, "Hey, I may not speak English, but my grandchildren will, and one day they'll have an impact in this community." And so I was born in an immigrant camp out in it's called Rancho de los Diablos out in Del Mar.
Mhm.
That's where my parents were, and I ended up going into Escondido was one Palomar back then, which was the hospital, right? So I was born there, but then a nonprofit kind of organization came in and told my parents that, hey, you guys can't live here. It's not like humane, you know. So
Mhm.
they came in and they we moved on Hickory in Washington,
Mhm.
and I was there till about like I was like a sophomore at Orange Glen. I was living there, man. And so growing up, I grew up at the Escondido Swami, which is where I learned pretty much all my entrepreneurial skills, marketing. Learned it from my dad. I saw my dad grow a business from little hats to now a full functioning soccer store that my sister runs, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, Raul was or is a kid from Escondido. Now what I would say, living the dream, because everything that I'm proud to say, and I'm blessed to say that everything that we've worked for and envisioned continues to work, because
Mhm.
one, we're servants of God, and then two, everything that we do with the best of intentions and the purest of our heart,
Mhm.
and that goes into fighting, real estate, marketing, entrepreneurship, and all that, man. And that's what Raul is, or was before El Gato
Damn.
Negro. Yes, sir.
Okay, damn, I love it, bro. And you know what? Creciendo así te forja un carácter. You know, it builds character.
Yes, sir.
You know, because to be an entrepreneur and to be successful, le tienes que tener miedo a la pobreza, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not scared of being poor or being broke, and you know what are you doing?
Exactly.
That's what I think. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But anyways, where did the nickname El Gato Negro come from?
You know what's crazy? You're the first one who ever asked me this.
Really?
I'm not even joking.
Oh
As
shit.
common as you'd think that question would be. So, El Gato Negro came from there's a quote on Wu Tang, right? I'm the black cat with 9 lives, you know.
Oh
Excuse me,
shit.
this thing's
Okay.
bothering me. I'm gonna get there. All right. So it came from that specific quote, but
Mhm.
it was, to me, it was like a super swagger like quote, you know. I'm the
Mhm.
black cow with 9 lives, which means it doesn't matter what happens, it's like
Mhm.
I'm still gonna come back, you know. And where it came into fruition was exactly in 2020, which is literally, had I chosen this path, I would have gone that way. But
Mhm.
because I chose fighting, El Gatonero was born on this side. It was my gamer tag.
Really?
I'm not
That's
even
sick.
joking, bro. It was my gamer tag on Fortnite. It was El
Mhm.
Gato Negro 53.
Mhm.
And at that time, I used to weigh 230 pounds, bro. Like I was big,
Mhm.
and I hadn't started fighting yet. And the day they closed the gyms during COVID and all of that,
Mhm.
I DM'd Self Made Training Facility back then here in San Marcos, and that's how I got connected with my coach. So because I started fighting in 2020 instead of pursuing gaming, which was I was about to get locked in, bro.
Damn.
But
Really?
there, and I was telling my wife, I'm like, hey, had I not locked in for fighting, I would have been a pro gamer. She's like, nah. I'm like, that. Remember, you said the same thing about fighting,
Uh
and they were like, oh, you know what? Like, I was like, because of the determination, that literally the energy that I had, that I wanted to put into, or that I did put into fighting, is what I would have done into gaming. So
huh.
that's how El Gato Negro came alive, and then how I started using it as my fight name was. In fighting, I learned Muay Thai before boxing, and even before that I had already had experience with MMA.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never about being one specific type of cat. It was about being able to shapeshift any cat.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because I'm El Gato Negro doesn't mean that I'm a street cat. That's up to your perception. But
Mm-hmm.
depending on the day and the situation, what type of cat I need to be, I can be a black lion, a black panther, a black leopard, a black
Mm-hmm.
or street cat. It doesn't matter. It's just what's the occasion, what's the mission.
Yeah, it could basically be any type of black feline, right? That's
Exactly.
sick. That's sick.
Exactly.
So it all came from the gamer tag. That's crazy. Do you know what? My gamer tag's fucking embarrassing, dude. My wife laughs at it. So in high school they couldn't. My last name is Samarripa, right? So nobody could say my last name in high school. So they would just my teachers or some of my teachers would call me Z Man, like the cool teachers. So my gamer tag is Roman the Z Man. My wife just fucking. She's like, that's so fucking cringe. You're like, why do you have that? Like she just thinks it's funny, but it wasn't as cool as the Gato Negro, dude. That's pretty sick.
So yeah, man. No, that's actually that was the origin of El Gato Negro, and then
Mhm.
of course everything. Once I started fighting and really started branding myself, that's where I was like, well, it only makes sense because, I mean, I'm from Oaxaca.
Mhm.
I'm a warrior. You know, because of the culture that we have,
Mhm.
and you know, back into the ancient roots. I'm not surprised if my bloodline was some sort of military asset because, yeah, man,
Mhm.
I like.
Mhm. Yeah, you just feel like it runs in your blood, or maybe it's like in your. I don't know. I'm a big believer in past lives. Maybe in your past life, you were like a
Yeah,
warrior, dude.
yeah, and maybe that's why I'm in this life, you know, because
Uh-huh.
I did some crazy stuff. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, but now let's talk a little bit more about Escondido. I lived in Escondido.
Okay.
I actually moved. I lived in LA, and then from LA, I moved to Escondido. I grew up in Vista though, and I also lived by Washington and Hickory.
Okay.
I lived at those apartments right there.
Which ones?
Um, oh, man, I forgot what they're called.
Is the Casa Grande or across the street where the
Uh,
preschool's at?
I think it's man, I forgot the name of that.
Okay.
It's fourth. I remember the address,
Yeah.
435 East Washington Avenue.
435. I was
Yeah, yeah,
465 East Washington.
465. Okay.
So we're on the same side, and then you're probably on whatever those
Yeah,
apartments.
by the
That's crazy.
river, by
Yep.
the river and shit.
Oh yeah. So right
Yeah,
there.
we're right
there.
there. Dude, I see people get. I saw somebody get shanked right there at the river one time, bro.
Yeah, it was. It's an interesting neighborhood. It was an active neighborhood for sure.
Yeah,
For sure
dude,
it was an active neighborhood.
Yeah, it's still a little bit active, but now that you're saying it was active, what was it like growing up in Escondido for you?
It was it was what everybody stereotyped Escondido to be. However, I had a super strict father.
Mhm.
My dad was super strict on me. He wouldn't let me out. He wouldn't let me, because he just knew what was outside, you know. And even in the little wiggle room that he would give me here and there, I just found a way to get myself in trouble. So, rightfully so, he was doing the right thing, you know.
Mhm.
And back then, the homies were like, nah, este güey no lo dejan salir, like, lo tienen on a leash, bien controlado, whatever. But I mean, fast forward to today, and those same homies can't say the same thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So what I thought back then was like, my pop is not being cool. Is now like, hey, and I've told him multiple times, I'm like, hey, dad, like without you, like I just hope you know that it wouldn't have been the same, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, dude. I also grew up in a traditional Mexican household. You know, bro, like desde los 12 años, 11 years old, I've been working.
Yep.
You know, so like all my friends would be going out to summer.
Yep.
So like they'll be like, oh, we're gonna have bonfires. We're gonna be over here. We're gonna go to the movies. I'm
Yep.
like, I'm working.
Yep.
I'm like, I can't go. You know.
That's how it was, man. For me, it was the Swami. It was the Swami
Mhm.
since I was 8 years old up till I was 18.
Mhm.
There wasn't a weekend unless it was like special weekend, holiday, pre-planned or whatever. But I was there every single weekend working, man. So no, 100%. And then it was funny because I finished high school and I was like, yes, like 10 years of solid hard work.
Uh-huh.
I'm finally gonna get the summer off. My dad laughed and he sent me to construction.
Fuck,
Hey, but
dude.
I learned that because I was on my way to my freshman year at East Bay, at Cal State East Bay. I only went 2 years. I dropped out my second year. It wasn't for me.
Mhm.
But in those times, I was like, all right, well, whatever it is I do for the rest of my life, I'm never gonna pick up a shovel or an axe or do something if it's not for my own home or repetitive, you
Mhm.
know. But like after that summer, I was like, "Fuck this, bro!"
Yeah.
I couldn't do it respectfully.
Mhm.
Respectfully, I was a laborer at the bottom pool. We literally were built pools.
Mhm.
Funny enough, Chili Willy was doing the exact same thing a
Oh
few
shit.
years after, obviously a long time after I left,
Mhm.
and it just taught me the correct lesson. And that's actually where I met my business partner, my brother-in-law Javier.
Mhm.
Was in those trenches. He needed a job at the time. He had just had my godson,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Hey, man, you know this is what I'm doing right now." And long story short, man, that's where I was able to meet him
Mhm.
and just understand that I didn't want to do any of
Mhm.
that for the rest of my life. So, but yeah, and then the funny thing is, after my freshman year in college, I come back and I did landscaping, and I was like,
Mhm.
all right, hey, it's not construction, so at least I kept my word, you
Mhm.
know.
Dude, yeah.
but oh yeah, that was that, man. That was an interesting chapter.
Yeah, man. But dude, landscaping, that's almost una putiza, bro. Like honestly, I've done landscaping. I've done a little bit of construction, and I've done some pretty like tough, hard labor. And I was like, fuck, I gotta do this shit the rest of my life. Respectfully, respectfully.
No,
Like
correct.
some people have no choice.
No, no,
Some
not on
people don't
choice,
have
and some
choice. Uh huh.
people actually develop the skill set and
Mm-hmm.
build a business behind it, which
Yeah.
which is
Exactly.
which is the way to do it. Because, bro,
Mm-hmm.
like you have, and this is part of what, like I was earlier, I was telling you I was at the bank.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I have a super high level for roofers, plumbers, landscapers, and the business owners, because these are dons and doñas who immigrated, who came here, and they learned that they did do the blue collar work, they did
Mm-hmm.
do those hard years, but then on the back end, they're like, hey, if I get a license, if I get this, if I get that, and I'm telling you, man, I see them bring checks, 64,000 a week,
Mm-hmm.
84,000 a week. There, so I remember somebody came in and like, oh, mira, me fue mal, 24 grand in 5 days, and I'm just like, my guy, you know. So, and that's actually where I started to really, really, really learn that the fancier the business, the harder it is for it to work. Because I would see people with hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and all these companies, and I'd be like, but you're not that smart. And it's because it's not about being smart; it's about building the business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do cardboard, if you can do recycle, if you can sell plastic, if you can manufacture, if you can do the boring stuff that doesn't look cool on social media,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you make money.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. All the stuff in the back that people don't really show. That's tough. That's tough. And yeah, I have a couple of friends that have actually like they're contractors and they like wanted me to go that route and they were like, oh yeah, like help my son build the business and this, and I was like, you know what, it's not my calling.
Correct.
I'll find
Correct.
like and I know I haven't found my calling yet. Like I don't know. Like I was telling you earlier, like I feel a little bit stuck where I'm at right now, and I'm not complaining. I'm 100% grateful for my job, but I don't know, man. It's just I feel like I gotta do something else now.
Correct.
I feel like I've already hit the peak. I've already moved up 3 positions, and
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 but
yeah.
here's an insight for you. You're
Uh-huh.
already doing more right now,
Mhm.
like actively right now. It's like we were talking earlier, right? It's almost 9 p.m. right now,
Mhm.
and we're shooting a podcast on a Tuesday. We've been
Yeah.
here since 6:30 a.m. Still
Yeah.
grinding, still going. This is the difference, man. You're actively
Mhm.
progressing, bro. Because and the only variable that's missing is
Mhm.
just time and consistency and reps.
Mhm.
Because every single day you wake up and you do something to build towards the goals in your business,
Mhm.
the days are gonna stack. And some days you do a lot, some days you do a little bit, some days you barely do a few, some days you do medium, some days, but then the years start at stacking results and you get to compare about the other people that didn't do it.
Mhm.
And that's where you start winning.
And that's where you stand out from the rest, right?
And that's
Mhm.
just and it's just consistency.
Yeah.
The simplest thing is the simplest and hardest, most
Mhm.
difficult thing is consistency and discipline. And
Yeah.
like I was sharing earlier, when I realized that I was the biggest reason that I wasn't where I wanted to be, then
Mhm.
everything became easy. It wasn't the customers, it wasn't the business plan, it wasn't the people that walked down on me
Mhm.
on when they said that they were supposed to do things. Because at the end of the day, I signed up for this life
Mhm.
because I said I wanted what comes with it. So in order to have the audacity to call myself an entrepreneur, I have to be willing to go till 9 p.m. like it's a regular day, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, sorry. Like you were telling me, you've been here since like 6:30. I don't go into work till 9, right? So, but in the morning, no, not in the morning. Like last night when we were having the conversation about shooting today, I like as soon as we confirmed, I told her, "Hey, I'm going to the gym in the morning." And
There you go.
she's like, "What? Why? What's going on?" She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, I'm gonna go record a podcast."
Nice.
And then she was like, "Okay, like, I'll go with you." And I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah!" So
Yeah.
she ended up going with me. So yeah, bro, it's all about las ganas and making time.
Exactly.
Because like if you really wanna do something, and some people were like, "Oh, like," but they put the excuse, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym later tonight. It's my routine." No, bro, like wake up at 5 in the morning,
Yep.
go to the gym,
Yep.
and then go do what you need to do.
I agree.
Right?
We're sparring at 5
Uh
a.m.,
huh.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. I saw your
I
story.
was
That's
up by
crazy.
3:50,
Uh huh.
out the house.
Uh huh.
He gets to my house at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
We pray and then we're out, bro. And then to
Fuck
start
yeah.
and it's 9 p.m. Like we like there and that's and I'm so happy you're bringing that up because that's why I put the stuff that I put on my stories, the timestamps, that
Mm-hmm.
everything is no longer a flex. It's just a consistent reminder
Mm-hmm.
that it's not hard. You just have to be consistent.
Yeah.
So when the day comes that I do get that super viral video, that super whatever is coming in that
Mhm.
I know is coming, not because I'm like, oh, I wish it happens, is because the work behind it is there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be ready, and God's gonna say that it's time.
Yeah, yeah. Cuando te toca, te toca. You know, when it's your time, when your time's gonna come, but it comes for everybody at different in a different time. You know, like I know I just said the word time like 3 times, but it's true. Yeah.
It's God's timing, man,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes things don't make sense,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the most times where like I try to pray. My pastor says one of the most important things is you go up before you go out.
Mm-hmm.
When anything that comes in your way, like I truly believe is the enemy trying to throw you off.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask for help to the Almighty, how can you ever be defeated?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. But anyways, let's switch the conversation a little bit to your fighting career.
Yeah.
How did you get into combat sports? I know you were telling me a little bit
Yeah.
about it earlier, and you can get as personal as you want. You can be as,
Yeah.
yeah.
So everything really started when I was a kid and I really liked Power Rangers.
Shit. Okay. That's
It
sick.
started with the Red Ranger, and there was something about the Red Ranger which was, even though the White Ranger and the Green Ranger always whooped his ass,
Mm-hmm.
he was still very proud to represent the Power Rangers and be the leader of his crew. And technically, he was the most talented, right? And however, because he was the most talented, he was expected to be the bravest and be the first
Yeah.
into combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward into that. That's kind of what I grew up with. Era un niño pegalón. Like I would get into trouble. Like, and long story short, at age 13, I started boxing in
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania Street in Escondido. The gym's no longer there. All the OGs know what's up. If you're a real OG from Escondido, you know the Pennsylvania boxing gym that was right there. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out Bobby, R.I.P. I don't know where he's at, but if he's R.I.P. R.I.P. Bobby. Um, so I started boxing at 13 because I was growing up in Escondido and I was going to Grand Middle School, and like I was mentioning, my dad let me off the leash for a little bit, and I got myself into trouble with the neighborhood boys.
Mm-hmm.
I very quickly I learned that I wasn't gonna be from the neighborhood, bro. Like very soon,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
This was trying to whoop my ass. That guy's trying to whoop my ass, and like for what? Like you're like I wasn't standing on nothing,
Mhm.
and it's like I'm supposed to be down for like for what.
Yeah.
So the ass whoopings and then like the cause, and I was like, nah, hey,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm whatever you guys call me, but I'm out, guy. Like this ain't for me. And because of that, I was like, I gotta start learning how to at least defend myself. So I
Right.
started boxing at the Pennsylvania gym, and then one day when I was gonna get into a scuffle with one of the neighborhood boys, the my coach at that time, his name was Dan. He took me through like my first sparring session, and he just gave me at least a little bit of confidence to be prepared for the next day,
Mhm.
in case for the big showdown. Let's call it right. Big showdown comes down. Turns out it just this isn't for me. They're like, all right, whatever. And bro, I just kept boxing. I kept playing soccer. Then unfortunately they closed that gym down,
Mhm.
and then fast forward all the way to high school, I was finishing football, and I was like, well, what else am I gonna do next?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when MMA started coming around, and I met the crew, the Escondido Fight Club crew, EFC, all there, Smasher, Joe Phoebus. They run Cali Cage, or they had run Cali Cage Wars up in BC. They're Esco natives. And I started running with them for a little bit because one of our football sponsors, Wayne Johnson, who was the owner of Agrusas, RIP, he was like, "Hey man, I'm sponsoring this gym. Go train." And yeah, started training there. Long story short, that's when I finished high school and took off to Cal State East Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And then in there, once I was poking my head in a couple of training gyms, but I would always from there up to like 27, which is where I met Vince Scacco at Self Made. I was in and out of different little gyms, always trying to, but it was always in me. So once I met my coach Vince, everything started. Man.
That's when it first started. When how long ago was that? If you don't
This
mind
was
me asking?
2020.
It was
So
all
it
in
was
2020.
So
Okay.
yeah, COVID happened, and the reason I was able to meet Vince was they closed 24-hour fitness, and at that
Mm-hmm.
time I was barely getting in my role, like trying to cut weight and all that. But I had
Mm-hmm.
never really done it. I had never really like actually cut weight or looked how I wanted to look.
Yeah.
So I DM'd Self Made Training Facility, and because they were the only ones open, and I was like, hey, I want to start training, and then they were like, yep, sounds good. Come in, and then my coach Vince called me, and usually I'm expecting like a sales call, and they're like, I thought he was gonna be, yeah, this is how much the package, this and that, and he's like, hey, so Corey told me that you wanted to train, and I was like, yeah. I'm expecting the sales page. He's like, all right, can you do 1 p.m. tomorrow? And then he was like, yeah. He's like, and then he asked me, bro, and as of right now, I'm thinking about it. He's like, why do you want to train? And I fucked. He always asks this, man. I just realized that was one of the first questions that he ever asked me, and I was like, because I want to be a machine. I was like, I used to be a football player. I used, be an athlete, and then right now I feel fat, feel ashamed of myself, and I was like, I just want you to turn me into a machine. He was like, all right. And then, bro, we show up because it was me and my brother-in-law and Javier. And then we show up the next day, bro. I'm yak, and this man has me throwing up, and we're going through some crazy workouts. But bro, I'm loving it because I hadn't felt that rush since high school football, and that I was looking for that competitive rush, the training, the knowing that it's so difficult. Like I just missed it. And next thing you know, we start training for a couple months, and then they have a cage in there, and and then I was like, hey, I was like, you think you could teach me some MMA? He's like, oh, you want to start training? And then I was like, yeah, I want to start hitting some mitts and get some flow. He's like, you sure? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, all right. And then this is what a real coach says. Anytime you go into a coach and you tell me you want to train, fight, whatever, a real coach will be like, oh yeah, really? We'll see. That's the right coach, bro. To all my fighters out there, that's the right coach, because that's the right mindset. Because everybody says they want to fight, and then when it's time to fight, train, do what you got to do to be an actual competitive fighter. It's not easy, man. And the motivation goes quick.
Yeah, man. Especially like you said, throwing up, do it like going through all that stuff. It's just like people that have never played a sport competitively or never been like an athlete, they don't understand the pressure. That's why I don't think it's like the motivation sometimes like that goes away a lot. I think a lot of people just can't handle the pressure of like, okay, I'm gonna commit to this, and now I gotta fight. Holy shit! Like it just gets to them. No crees?
Because it's a lifestyle,
Uh-huh.
and you have to be willing to change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I'm so selective with my camps. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so strategic with them, because to me, when it's fight time, it's like it's fight time. It's
Mm-hmm.
I live, I eat, I breathe, I do nothing but fighting. I
Mhm.
train, and in these times though, I have to make sure that like all my other businesses, my life at home, everything is running and fluid, or it's slow season,
Mm-hmm.
because that doesn't stop when I go fight. But I need it to stop when I go
Mm-hmm.
fight, because that's how much it requires of you being tuned in. You can't train part time for a fight.
No. No, yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I'm talking about like 12 sessions a week type
Mhm.
thing, 2-3 sparring sessions, your miles, your strength and condition on top of your diet and watching film and all the things that you have to do to win before the fight.
Yeah, I'm a big believer into like you can't put 110% into one thing, or like sorry into two things at the same time.
Correct.
You know, so
Correct.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But do you remember your very first fight?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
do. My first stage fight.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you, bro. My first fight, which I never started training to fight ever.
Mhm.
I never got restarted training. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be the champion of the world. Like no. It never started. I just wanted to stop being fat. I wanted to be in shape. I wanted to have more energy. I wanted to look good, and I wanted to build my businesses. That's what I wanted to do. And as I'm training 6 months with my coach, um, I get this random call, and he's like, "Brr," and I'm like, yo, what up? My sister's in the car, my little sister, bro. And then I was like, hey, what up, coach? He's like, hey, I'm calling you because I wanted to see if you wanted to do a smoker on Saturday. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is a smoker, you know? And I was like, what's a smoker? He's like, it's a fight. And I was like, shit. And then this is where he got me, bro. This is where he got me. He was like, you can tell me no, but I figured you'd be ready. You're ready. And I was like, that's exactly what I said, bro. No one in my entire life ever, bro, ever, football, teacher, my parents, like nobody, guy, nobody had ever told me you're ready for something.
Mhm.
And not that, like ready to win. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
Because the important relation with your coach is trust.
Mhm.
And that's where I really like I trust this guy
Mhm.
because he put me in a situation where I knew I wasn't gonna fail. And he wouldn't put me in a situation to fail. So because I knew I now realized that that's what was going on, I was like that's where he got me. I was like, fuck it, let's do it. This is a Tuesday
Mhm.
and we're training. I like injure my leg like Thursday and then I'm icing it, I'm ready, and then but on Saturday I have it swollen and then but I'm still in there, bro. I'm getting in there
Mhm.
and my opponent, his name is Tyler. We're homies now. You pretty much get homies with all your opponents after, guy. Because
Mhm.
and I'll get into that later. But um, I have an injury, and then Tyler is about to kick me in the leg, and I to protect it, to protect this foot, I do what's called a cross check, and then I cross check his kick, and then his shin snaps, or something right here it snaps,
Mhm.
and we're next to he falls, and then I'm like, oh dang, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And bro, that's how I won my first fight, TKO.
Damn. And like you were saying, like you become homies with those people because they're all there to compete. They're not necessarily there because I'm gonna fight you because I hate you. You know,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So damn, that's pretty sick, man.
Yeah.
And how did you feel after his shin snapped, man? Because I'm
It
sure you probably felt bad.
it was I didn't realize what was happening
Uh-huh.
until like um probably like 5 minutes after.
Mhm.
Like for real, like it was like because in football you're used to like somebody gets injured, you take a knee. So I took a knee, respectfully, and because this was my first fight ever. So
Mhm.
and next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit, he's not getting up, and then and then it clicked, and I was like, oh wait, he's not getting up, and I was like, I think I won, and
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit, I won. And bro, I played Orange Glen High School, bro.
Mhm.
We don't win. We don't win, dog. That's a very uncommon thing to say. So for me, it was like, oh shit, like, and not only did it win, like I won, like
Mhm.
individually, and it wasn't a selfish thing to say
Mhm.
because I put in the work to fucking win, you know.
Exactly.
And yeah, that was the first fight, and then after that, I was like, okay, like we have something here. We have
Mhm.
something here. And a month later, my coach is like, all right, ready? I'm ready.
Like, you're ready again. Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And what was the toughest fight that you've ever had?
I would say like tough and like physical or like mental or like
Let's do both. Like,
uh,
yeah, one that was maybe like the physical aspect, and one was the mental
the
aspect.
the most physical and I feel like it's been my most prepared fight. It was been my most recent fight in
Mhm.
Nashville. That one was a banger. That
Mhm.
one was a banger. A very talented young man. His name is Prince DK. Still active. I think he's not. I'm not sure he hasn't competed either.
Mhm.
But it was a very good matchup. It was I was underdog, which was because he had a bigger platform, bigger following, bigger. He was an
Mhm.
athlete. He's an athlete,
Yeah.
respectfully, man. Nothing but great things to say about him.
Mhm.
And that was the one where it was the most challenging physically because I knew I had to be super conditioned because this was a young, hungry, upcoming prospect that that knocked out his previous opponent. So you
Mhm.
have to respect that. No matter
Yeah.
who he knocked out, you have to respect the power when somebody you have to respect the fact that when somebody has knockout power, you have to give it respect
Mhm.
because that's all boxing is one punch away from
Lights out.
that. That's it.
Mhm.
So that was the most physical. I guess yeah, the physical one and mental one was I think my first one. So after we had done a couple fights in the local gyms,
Mhm.
did my first ring show. Had like a weigh in, had all those things, and that was just the mental aspect of like going from being local to like now again the underdog because that's literally how I built my career, bro. Being the B fighter, winning fights that I wasn't supposed to be winning, and everything worked out.
Yeah. Everybody loves an underdog story, dude.
Hey man,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, man. But how has fighting changed your life outside of the gym?
In every aspect, man.
Mhm.
In every aspect, and the only thing that was missing was God, like truly God in my life. But specifically, how the gym changed my life was you can't really fear what life throws at you after you get punched in the face at 5 a.m. Like
Mhm.
literally,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if it's an angry customer, if it's a problem at the job, if it's your lady, it doesn't matter. Like you just got punched in the face at 5 a.m. Like that's how you started your day. So everything outside of that, it's very simple. Like if the problem is really that deep, then you should be willing to fight me about it.
Mhm.
And if the problem is not that deep, then what are you doing? Like what are we doing here? Just
Yeah.
playing patty cake and wasting each other's time because we could have already found the solution. But instead, you're trying to step into a persona that you're really not
Mhm.
because that's the code. It's like why why would you engage with somebody that you could beat? Like like relax.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like I feel like some people sometimes just all they want is your reaction. So, and but man, I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna say something, and it was important too. Fuck. um. Oh yeah, like you were saying, like everything has a solution. Como dice Cristiano Ronaldo, solo hay solución para la muerte. La vida es bella. I stick to that shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a CR7 fan. Just if the
there you go.
mentality,
There you
bro.
go.
Messi or CR7, bro. I gotta ask. I know we gotta enjoy both of them now that they're both about to retire, but
Messi or CR7?
uh huh.
Dang, that's hard. CR7.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that interview where he's like, they ask him, "¿Tienes un psicólogo?" And he's like, "No, yo soy mi propio psicólogo." I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the type of mentality I want to have, bro.
Yeah. I mean, accolades. Messi
Hmm.
wins it. Who's best in the argument?
Hmm.
I on paper, Messi.
Yeah,
You,
yeah,
you,
you're
you
you're
gotta
right.
say.
You're right.
As a
Hmm.
fan, CR7.
Uh
Yeah. So let me put that on the record because then people are gonna go, no. On
huh.
paper, because of this last World Cup, he made it to the
Hmm.
final 2 times, and he won the World Cup. Plus his accolades, plus all
Hmm.
the other things that we know.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
paper, he's
yeah. I'm a CR7 fan, but 91 goals in a calendar year is just insane to me. Like, that's
yeah.
fucking crazy for like that's a crazy ass stat. I don't think anybody's gonna beat it. Right now, the top players are scoring 30, 30, 35 goals a
Hey, but
season.
that's
You
what they
know?
said about Pelé. That's what they said about Maradona.
Oh, that's
That's what
true.
we're saying about. So whoever you are out there, I hope you get it done.
Yeah. No, there will be there gonna be a youngster that's gonna come through and
Yeah.
break all their
Oh yeah.
records. But most people know you as a fighter, but you're also an entrepreneur. How did all of that start?
Well, it really started when I was 8 years old with my
Mm-hmm.
with my dad at Twami.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I saw him grow a business from hats to now he has or him and my sister and my mom, they have a family store.
Mhm.
And the reason entrepreneurship came into my life was because we had no other choice.
Mhm.
My dad at that time had gotten fired from his job because the company moved to Michigan. And they're like, you can keep your job, but you got to move to Michigan. And my dad was like, I'm not about to take off to Michigan. Thank you, Dad. And so during that time, I got to see kind of firsthand of what it was to have the head of a household struggle. And because I was so young, it wasn't clear what was going on, but I understood that things were changing and it didn't look too good, you know.
Mhm.
And then a childhood friend that my dad has came and he was like, "Hey man, like why are you tripping? Like you have the answer 3 blocks away from you," and it was the Swami. So he took my dad and to a wholesale spot, got some hats, came back that Friday, and boom. Next thing you know, we start working right there, and
Mhm.
that's where I got my foundation, and then I just knew that I could do it really good, and this thing called business is supposed to create this thing called money, and then with money, you're supposed to be able to solve all your problems, right?
Mhm.
But the joke that I currently am laughing at is that it doesn't. Money doesn't solve your problem,
It does not. Yeah.
and every moment has to be valued for what it is, which is life. Which it doesn't matter if we're working here till 9 or 10 p.m. What are we doing with the moments where we're not working?
Mhm.
Because that's where life counts. Like when the cameras aren't on, when we're not in the office, when we're not locked in, when we don't have tasks, are we do we say, oh yeah, like I really just kind of want to hang out with my parents, or do we actually go?
Mhm.
Are we hanging out with our ladies, or are we just kind of there, And making sure that in those grasp of seconds, because we only have a little bit of seconds, you take the opportunity and the blessing of being an entrepreneur, which is quote unquote not having a boss or controlling your schedule or all that, which is a lie. You're a slave to your to your businesses, bro. Like and your clients. Like
Mhm.
the grass isn't greener, bro.
Mhm.
Just upgrade your water system, and I promise you, your grass will
Mhm. I love that. I love that quote. Yeah, man. Like there's this quote from a bodybuilder that says, "Congratulations, you've achieved failure." I failed at businesses before. I was just telling, but it's not about me. I'll probably, if we have a
grow. Talk to
conversation,
us, bro.
if we have a
Yeah.
conversation later on, I'll tell you some more about it. But I failed. And you were telling me that you have failed before at businesses before. What was the first business that you failed at, if you don't mind telling me
It was
about?
called the Pitch Company.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to do a rebrand
Mm-hmm.
of my parents, a soccer business, and we w- instead of like, hey, I want to work on your business, I wanted to create like my own branch and kind of do more modern, a website, and just a little bit more of like modern day tactics, I guess,
Right.
or strategies.
Mm-hmm.
And but the thing about working with your family is my dad's the boss at ultimately and respectfully and everything. So it got to a point where it's like, well, I'm not gonna be able to do what I want to do because there's only a council. And the way that I want to do it, I want to do it alone. So I did everything that I knew how to do. I went to local markets, try selling wholesale, teams, fields, establish relationships, do all the stuff that I knew I could do. And I was learning at the bank, and it didn't work.
That's That's how you learn,
A
Como,
hundred,
como dice el dicho, echando a perder se aprende, right?
because I learned how to do a website though.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to market. I created new relationships. I introduced myself, and most importantly, I never lost sight of social media. I never
Mm-hmm.
lost sight of Instagram. I never lost sight of making videos and GoPros and like things like that,
Mm-hmm.
So as all of this was going on, social media always was a part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because social media is like free marketing. If you put it out there, you make a video that goes viral. You never know, like anything can go viral at any given moment. And if you make a video that goes viral, boom, there you go. That's you know 10K plus followers, and You know, have you seen those videos of people that are recording with
The
the
metas,
glasses, yeah, with
yep,
the
yep,
metas,
yep, yep.
and all of a sudden their business pops
They're
off and
and,
shit.
and because one thing is the viral clip, but two is like, do you have the story to go behind it?
Mm,
And that's what I'm super huge on,
mm-hmm,
because I don't look at it as marketing. I look at it as storytelling.
mm-hmm,
I don't create content. I document, and then I create content off of the documentation.
mm-hmm,
All the content that you're gonna see post shoot, it happened for real. I'm really sitting here with you. We're really here post 9 p.m. We're
mm-hmm,
really here shooting, chilling, doing all this. So at every single time, every single piece of content that you're putting out there
mm-hmm,
is real. So when you overstack that kind of content, real content, at the bottom of your heart, that imposter syndrome, it goes away,
mm-hmm.
because you're not posting anything that isn't you, simply because you're posting what you're documenting, which is your life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree with you on that one too. But what what was sorry, hold on. Sorry. Let me read to the next question. I was so like if I was
No, you're
so
good. You're good.
so lost in the conversation. Um let's see. What do you think separates entrepreneurs from everyone else?
The willingness to not die.
The willingness to not die? Okay.
So to the point that you said earlier, it's like, if I don't do this, I'm not gonna eat, and if I don't eat, I'm gonna die.
That's
However,
true.
if you're telling me that I can control not dying by working,
Mhm.
then let's do it. Especially on the days where I work a lot and I'm eating steak and lobster, and then I look to my left, someone's complaining about this. I look to my right, I'm complaining about this. I ain't taking a picture of that, man. I'm shutting
Mhm.
the fuck up. Thank God for my meal and getting ready to
Mhm.
go tomorrow, because this is what I work for.
Mhm. Yeah, man. Dude, I've met people that are very well off and that's all they do. They like all they do is complain and talk like about how much their life sucks. I'm like, bro, you're making like 2 mil a year. What are you talking about? And that's when that what you were talking about earlier, like money isn't gonna fix all of your problems. Money isn't gonna fix, if you're having family problems, it's not gonna fix your family problems. The problem could be you, you know.
Money's not real, man. They
Hmm.
they took it off of the gold standard in 1973, and ever since then, inflation has taken over.
Hmm.
And money is not an actual asset. It's a language communication that we use in a social agreement that we
Hmm.
exchange for products or services. So we measure the value of the product or the service with this thing called money, and
Hmm.
we put a price amount to it. So we've built an entire civilization around this thing called money, but it's non-essential to your survival, because today, we could go out into some random mountain, put a farm up, raise some cattle, and I promise you, yeah, we're not gonna have the modern day technologies, but we're not gonna die.
Hmm.
And that's the beauty of what really life
Hmm.
is when you take all this down and put all this away, it's all fake. So the dangling carrot, when you're able to cut the carrot and then fucking shove it down their throat, they don't like that,
Hmm.
because you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be working for the money, work your 9 to 5, say yes sir, no sir, do it like this, stay in this box, go to school that way, run your business that way, do it this way. But who's they? The second you start asking, well, who the fuck are you? Oh, no, no, it's because this is the way it's supposed to be. According to who? Oh, no, this
Hmm.
is the way we've done things. And when you start hearing that, it's an immediate red flag of this is a prehistoric mindset of somebody who's not going to succeed.
Hmm. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. But now let's switch over to social media and building your brand. When was it that you realized? I mean, I know you said you've always been on social media since MySpace, but when was it that you realized that social media could become a business?
I have to give full credit where it's due. Gary V, I ran across him in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
and he had this thing called the Daily V Show. And in the Daily V Show, he would vlog everything that he would do from the beginning of his day up the way to the end. And that's where I was like, oh, that's how you do it. And like you can look it up on YouTube, man. And this guy would start at 3 a.m., hit his gym, hit the meetings, going. He had his creative agency, and he still has it in New York City. And then he started building his own brand. And then people would ask him the same fucking question that they asked me today. So what is it that you do? And that's how I knew I was on track, because he's the number one person that says, hey, it's not about doing one thing, it's about doing everything. And not just everything to do everything, is everything that you want to do and you like to do. Because when you're doing the things that you like to do and you want to do, you'll never create content because you're just documenting your process. So if you can storytell specifically on the documentation of your process, and you cut it, edit it, cater it to what this thing we call social media, you're able to continue telling your story, your come up story, your dreams, everything that you're involved in, to your community. And then all of a sudden people start paying attention. The first wave is the haters leave, the biggest unfollow. That's when people start unfollowing you, like, oh, da. And at the beginning, that's a trip, because you're like, damn, what the fuck? But my content's getting better. Why am I losing followers?
Dude, I'm right there right now, bro.
But it's because you're breaking through into a new level, which is your community. That's what's on the other side. Is, for me, is the Black Hat Army. Like, these motherfuckers are real, bro. Like, these fools are real. They'll pull up to my fights. They drop comments. They'll share my stuff. Like, bro, like, I'll be walking in the street, and the biggest, like, it does not feed my ego, bro. It humbles me more and more, that when I go out in the street and somebody says, Gato, my gosh, bro, that means that you're liking what I'm doing. So I'm only going to continue doing what I'm doing, which is me. I have to be the best version of me, because I'm finally doing what I want to do, which is make a positive impact.
Yeah, that's the way. I've only been recognized once. You know, that was at a barber shop. They were like, "Hey, you're the guy that's been doing the podcast." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." They were like, "Yeah, I saw it. One of my homies is friends with the rapper that you interviewed, and so, right?" And instead of feeding my ego, that shit motivated me, dude. Like, I wasn't like, "Oh yeah, that was me," you know, like blah blah. Nah, I was like, this is like, I'm gonna use this motivation to keep going with this and keep committing, because people don't realize how, like, even doesn't matter how small it is or whatever, it's still a commitment. Like you said, we're here. It's 9:30 on a Tuesday. We both gotta be up early tomorrow. Exactly. Maybe you gotta be up earlier than I do, bro.
Training tomorrow with Adam Castro. Shout out Adam Castro.
Hey, maybe one of these days I'll pull up with you, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
And bro, like, they don't realize how much of a commitment this is, and you gotta be also a man of your word to do this shit, and to do entrepreneurship too is the same thing. You gotta be a man of your word, because you gotta set your own deadlines. If not, you're not gonna really make money, huh?
You're not gonna. And here's the correction to that, right? And it's not about the money; it's about your growth.
Okay, there you go.
Because your growth, and I mean it in the like, in my this is Raul thinks and says, not the way it can be, right? It could be different. But when you apply the mindset of, by me doing this, how much do I grow? Your skill sets grow. And I'm a true believer that you get paid on the reflection of your skill set. If your skill set, if you're the best at what you do in the highest level of this skill set, especially if you made a niche, you will be able to put yourself in the highest dollar amount, not because you're the most expensive, because you're the most talented, and you are the best. So when you pursue each objective with what's on the other side for growth, the money comes alone, and that, I promise you.
I love that.
Guaranteed.
Not think about growth, not money. Okay,
because
I got you.
You got to think about the reason on why we're doing this podcast. Is the same reason why business owners reach out, why events reach out, like teams reach out, like athletes reach out. For the same reason. It's like, hey, you're doing something special. I am special. Can you help me tell my story? And the answer is yes.
Damn, dude, you're wording it perfect, bro. I've been getting the chills this whole time, bro.
I appreciate that, man.
But is there a post that stands out that or a video that stands out that you were like, okay, like, I was right, this social media is actually gonna work?
Yeah, it's and it's always the post that I don't think are gonna be that on traditional, I guess, uh, KPIs, key performance indicators,
Mm-hmm.
like likes and views and all of that. I get messages that talk about real contracts. I get
Oh.
messages that talk about real sponsorships. I get comments like, "Hey, I like how you did this one thing," because you got to keep in mind that not everybody's gonna like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're putting out there things that everybody likes, then now you're just like everybody else. But if somebody's like, "Hey, I had this specific vision, and you dropped this specific photo, this specific video, this specific interview in the way that I kind of wanted to do it. Can you help me do this, this, and this?" 100%. And then we have a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not about, "Oh yeah, this is how much I can charge you," and then no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure, one, that I have the capacity
Mm-hmm.
and the ability to bring your vision to life, because that's the brand and the credibility of our studio. Is we don't create content, we document it,
Mm-hmm.
so we can only help you if you're authentic, if you're a good person, and if your story is real. We don't sell
Mm-hmm.
fake shit here at
Yeah,
all.
dude. I hope that some of these younger entrepreneurs take your advice, bro. Because personally, I've approached, like, I have a story. Like, one time I was at an event and I approached this gentleman wearing a very very cool like jean jacket. And I was like, "Hey, bro, like I love your jacket. Where'd you get it?" Dude, right away he like tried selling it to me. I'm like, "Bro, man, like, you know
That's
what I mean?" Like,
wild.
right away he was like,
That's
"Oh yeah,
wild.
like it's this much. Like, here you go. You want to buy it? Like, I have more if you want to go check out my booth." I'm like, "Dude, like, yeah, it's cool that you're trying to tell me about
Yeah.
your brand, but don't try selling it to me just like that, you
And
know?"
imagine if the response would have been
Uh-huh.
like, "Psst, bro, I appreciate that. I
Mhm.
actually spent the last 2 days putting this thing together. I designed it myself.
Mhm.
You can't buy it yet, but look, if you check out my Instagram, I might release a couple more. Stay tuned, yeah."
Yeah, like, dude, it's all about.
But
Yeah.
it's because it. And again, man, I'm just talking to you from a
Mhm.
year of like almost 2 decades of experience.
Mhm.
But you can't. I don't hold it against anybody else, because it's just that. It's just the lack of experience.
Mhm.
They haven't had a business that works yet, so they don't have the formula, the correct formula for them to continue following, to continue succeeding, because
Mhm.
they are on their path looking for success as well.
Mhm.
So that lesson in them is gonna, because they're gonna go home and be like, "Hey, what? Like, I talked to this many people and I approached them and nobody bought. Why?" And a
Mhm.
real entrepreneur is gonna sit there and be as hard as they can. Like, what did I say? How did I pitch it? Did I smell bad? Like, all of the things. And if you
Yeah.
don't ask yourself that question, guess what? You're now gonna lose in that space, because those are the questions that I go ask myself every single day.
Mhm.
What did I do today? Was I effective with my time? Did I push? What could I have done else? And how can I? And the next Tuesday, when I run a crazy shift like this, can I
Mhm.
be even more performant?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just gotta really really think before you take action and before you speak when you're an entrepreneur, because the whatever, like, networking is everything, and first impressions, I believe, are everything. So if you say something, like, you make a pitch like right off the bat, like, you can't sometimes, like, you can't do that with everybody.
Correct.
It might work on somebody else, but
Correct.
you can't do that with everybody. So yeah, I
Or if
agree
you're
with
getting
you.
the stage to where it's
Uh-huh.
like, hey, 30 second, everybody gets a 30-second pitch. Then yeah, 100%. Hey, what's up, guys? This is my friend. This is what I do. Then yeah, yeah, yeah. We call it the
Mhm.
elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have your elevator, I have an elevator pitch on what I do, who I am, and how I do it. But if no one's asking you for it,
Hmm.
why give it? You know, because again, if you're putting in the work, your work is going to bring what you're looking for, which is conversion.
Hmm.
But how are you going to get closer to conversion when you're not putting out there with some people that what they want?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, I agree with you. And now moving on to your personal life, if you don't mind speaking of getting a little
Yeah,
personal, um, what are some of the biggest sacrifices that you've made to get to where you are today?
my time, bro. My
Hmm.
time with my family, time with my lady as we're speaking.
Hmm.
Um, and everything that is told that is the joys of life, the travel, the luxuries, the new cars, the new suits, all of that.
Hmm.
Um, I've I've in quotations sacrificed those things for the bigger purpose, and I'm happy I did, because I feel like if had I fed my ego, bought new clothes, bought a new car, I would have been an asshole, man. I would have been for real. I would have been a fucking dick. Had I been rich, bro, in my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have self-destructed, because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't have been able to control myself, behave. Fighting wasn't in me.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I've been able to sacrifice the time and those moments, especially when fighting and training and all that, because you give up the food, the moments, the everything, but if all the sacrifices lined up to know that every single level that you go up, a new sacrifice is necessary.
Yeah, man. Like, because having the the brand, like the expensive brand clothes, like the new car. Like sometimes, like I have an old truck by choice. I could get a newer truck. I work at a dealership, so I could get a truck from there and stuff. But I choose not to because I'm just comfortable without a car payment. I'm just like, and on top of that, I don't think it's the best financial investment, especially
I agree, man.
yeah.
And you're in the
Uh huh.
industry, so,
Mhm.
and I hope everybody here is taking notes, because this is a professional in the industry. We're not bad mouthing buying a new car. No, 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 no. If you're in the position to go get a car straight off the lot, my guy, and ladies, salute. You're on a whole
Agree.
different level. Like, this does not apply to you. This conversation applies to the people that are saying that
Mhm.
they're about to talk,
Mhm.
that they're saying that they're trying to build something, that they're saying that they want to do the company and be the entrepreneur and
Mhm.
do all that. No, no, that's who they are. But if you went like, and again, this is something that I'm very big on now, especially I'm doubling down now. If you're a student, you went to college, you stayed disciplined, and then now you're in that high category of what they told you and they promised you at the beginning in elementary, you won too in your lane, because you're not out here saying, "Oh, I hate my job. I'm doing. I hate." No, 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 no. They made it. They're good. Hats off. You won. This is for the entrepreneurs.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's like it's it's just good to make those financial decisions now like on a personal level because I've made that mistake before. Right out of high school, I went straight into the workforce and I bought basically a brand new truck and like with minimum wage, and I was like. I was fucking broke for like 6 years, bro. I was like, "Fuck this shit. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not gonna, even though I'm not like at minimum wage anymore, like I don't want to commit to something like that anymore. It's just like if I'd rather save up and in 2 3 years, 4 5 years, however long it takes me, buy my dream car cash or some shit like
Buy
that.
an
That's
investment property, bro. Buy
or something like
apartments
that.
in
Yeah.
the Riverside in the
Uh huh.
Empire. Like,
Yeah.
and this is huge, man. This
Mhm.
is super huge, because yeah, you probably won't be able to buy in San Diego.
Mhm.
You probably won't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because your mortgage,
Uh-huh.
unless you can afford to pay 5 6 grand, you'll live in a comfortable home. But if you have 100 grand chilling and you're like, oh, I want to invest it, the Inland Empire, man. I mean, Riverside, San Jacinto, kind of all those type of areas, you can buy multiple doors. You put a down payment, you get your pre-approval, you can
Mhm.
buy it with a specific type of mortgage, and it's just on the strategy.
Mhm.
Because now, instead of going to get a Nissan GTR, a buck 25 straight off the lot, maybe a couple miles on it might be a little more expensive if you want the freaking Nismo style, right? Now
Right.
you're at a buck 50. So if you take that buck 50, you can buy 3 cash producing assets, and the following months for the rest of your life, you're gonna start getting money in your pocket.
Mhm. Damn. That's something that I'm trying to do, bro. I mean, I don't have 100K sitting in the bank, but
Yeah,
when I do,
yeah,
but when I
yeah.
do, that's something that I'm gonna do. Reinvest my money. It's like I keep telling my wife, like I keep telling her, I really want a sports car, like I want a Macan, and she's like, we gotta get the house before we get the Macan. I was like, you're 100% right.
Because when I was at the bank, someone told me, they're like, where you're gonna take that car?
Mm-hmm.
And if you get a new car, where are you gonna take it? And at the time, it was like, to my parents' house. They're like, that's right. Why are you gonna buy a brand new car and then you're just gonna roll up to your parents' house? Like, Move out of your parents' house, you know?
Yeah.
And we bought a house at 23,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the best investment we could have made because, of course, now it would have been extremely challenging to try and get a mortgage. But the property has appreciated, and we're building an ADU in the garage into a one-bedroom apartment, renting that out, rent out the
Mm-hmm.
house, and you follow the formula. Now move on to the next property.
Yeah, man. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And I wish I wasn't wasting time in my dad's nutsack when when the house were hella cheap, bro. But
Uh, there's ways. There's ways, man. There is ways. There is
yeah,
ways.
we'll
Yeah.
get there. We'll get there, man. And is there one habit that has changed your life?
Yeah.
What is that?
Prayer and
Prayer.
prayer and reading the Bible every day. The Bible has in the book of Ephesians
Mm-hmm.
it talks about the armor of God, and this is where it blew my mind. So as a warrior, if it came down to it, all you need is a shield and a sword, and you have a chance to survive, right? If you were to be invaded, if we were in Roman times, let's say, and the invading army came and we were in the base and we were sleeping, we would have our sword next to us and our shield, right? And we'd be like, fuck it, lo que caiga.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so when you translate that into the armor of God, the shield is faith. And in scripture it says, if you hold the shield high, it'll protect you against the flaming arrows of the evil, of the devil. So your faith
Mm-hmm.
will save you from the devil. And to my mind, to blow my mind, the sword is the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit is the Bible. So your true weapon against every single enemy and every single evil out there into the world is the Holy Bible.
I
And
love that. Mhm.
I just live my life on that, bro. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
to me it's very simple. Do good to the world, serve God's kingdom, protect God's people, feed the
Mm-hmm.
homeless. I'm sorry, shelter the homeless, feed the hungry, and
Mm-hmm.
clothe the naked, bro. And everything out of that is up to you. And to me, it's
Mhm.
discipleship to Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you definitely gotta lean on your faith. You gotta lean on your faith, especially when you're going through some tough times, and even when you're not going through tough times, because some people make that mistake. They only look for God when they're going through a
It's tough.
very dark time. And no, that's not what you gotta do. God, you always gotta have God, like within you, even if you don't go to church every Sunday.
Correct, 100%.
Like God is where,
100%.
or like where your faith is.
God is with you, and is the
Mhm.
connection that you have with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Trinity, right, is Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's
Mhm.
God. How do you get to God? Through Jesus Christ. And how do you learn about Jesus Christ? With the Holy Spirit, the Bible. It's just like
Yeah.
that. It's
Mhm.
not. There's no like, oh, but this religion that way, or we do it this way, and it's like no, like respectfully, cool, like that's what's
Exactly.
up. That's what you
Mhm.
believe. That's what's up.
Yeah.
This is how I do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so far it's been working correctly. And when I used to do it that way, it wasn't so good for me.
Mhm.
For me. But then I started doing it this way, and my discipleship, and I gave my life to Christ 2 years ago now, bro. Like I
Mhm.
got rebaptized because baptized for real in the name of Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
Because when I got baptized into the Catholic Church.
Mhm.
So by birth, I'm a Catholic, and I'll never deny that. But I got baptized into the name of Jesus Christ, and that's when my discipleship to Him
Mhm.
as a server like really began. And bro, surprise, surprise, my
Mhm.
life changed exactly the day I gave my life to Jesus Christ, bro.
Mhm.
So I'm not surprised of where we are, and I'm also not gonna be surprised of where we're going
Mhm.
because all of this is rooted in good intention and goodwill and good heart.
Mhm. Yeah, man. And then what motivates you now compared to when you first started?
Making sure that when I die, bro, people come up
Mhm.
to my children, my family, whoever it may be,
Mhm.
and say like, hey, we're here to show our respects, but mainly like thank you, because had it not been for Gatito,
Mhm.
my grandpa probably wouldn't have gotten on my tío wouldn't have get on. My husband wouldn't have sent my kids to college. Like, that's what motivates me. Is
Mhm.
like, how many lives can I help solve this pain of making money, right? Because that's
Right.
all of our seems to be everybody's problem.
Mm,
So if I
exactly.
can help solve that solution of making money, then will people be free? Well, then at least they get a chance,
Mhm.
and that's what allows me to push. That's why I don't get tired. That's why I don't get out because, like I told you earlier, I'm closer to completing my goals than to starting them. So to be able to even say that, that's a direct blessing from God. So for me to not recognize that would be foolish.
Mhm.
So living my life the way I'm living is through prayer, through discipline, through everything. And the things that I pray for are included in that, which is allow me to be the best servant in North County. El Gato Negro is North County's boy. Like, outside of here, this is priority. This is home base. From Escondido to Oceanside, like every culture, every neighborhood, every high school, every middle school. Like I love North County, bro,
Mhm.
because we're so underrated. We've been
Yes.
so undersung for so long.
Mhm.
But now that I have the opportunity to do whatever the fuck I want and be as loud as I want and go wherever I want and do whatever I want, like who's gonna tell me something?
Mhm.
We own the studio. We
Yeah.
own the creative. We own the IP. We own the brand. We own the idea. But most importantly, we own our soul, bro. Like,
Mhm.
because we serve God, and God takes care of us. And
Right.
things that when we see growth, when we see a new contract, when we see whatever, that's just part of the process of this beautiful story that we're leaving behind before we die.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. But now let's get into a little bit of a some rapid fire questions. Um, and we're approaching the end of the episode as well. So just to start wrapping it up, here we go. All right, bro.
Yes,
UFC or boxing?
UFC.
UFC. All right. Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Coffee. All right. Money or time?
Time.
I knew the answer to that one. Cardio or weights?
Cardio.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Mountains. Do you like to camp and stuff? Sorry,
I
this
do.
isn't part of the
I
questions.
do. I
That
do.
we're sidetracking.
I do. I
Uh-huh.
do. I love the beach. Obviously, Oceanside is here,
Mhm.
but the mountains for me is like it's that's freedom,
Mhm.
because I feel like when I go to the beach, there's still a lot of people there. I have cell phone signal, all of that,
Mhm.
and when I go into the mountains, it's as close as I can get probably to like my descendancy in Oaxaca,
Yeah.
to where it's like it's beautiful, it's nature, it reconnects and it deplugs me. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I love to camp, and it is getting harder and harder to get away from society. I don't know if you agree with
Yeah.
me, but it's harder to like get away to an area where you don't have cell service. Because I was up in Joshua Tree, up in Sequoia National Park, and I still had 5G. I was like, "What the fuck
Oh,
is
it's
this,
crazy.
bro?" Like,
La Jolla, the reservation here,
uh-huh.
past Palomar Mountain. Trust, there's no signal there, bro.
Oh shit. Okay.
Just went camping there 4th of July. There's no signal there, bro, at
Yeah,
all, at
dude.
all.
Dude, even in Utah one time, I went to Zion National Park, fucking 5G over there too. My family was FaceTiming. I'm like, I'm trying to get away right now. What do you
That's wild.
mean? But anyways, okay. Now moving on again to the rapid fire questions. Morning or night?
Morning.
Morning. Okay. Uh, favorite cheat meal?
Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza. Oh, dude, that sounds good right now.
I don't eat
Fa-
pork anymore.
no.
No
Oh,
more.
okay.
Pepperoni was actually the hardest thing
Uh-huh.
that I had to get adjusted to,
Mm-hmm.
but pizza's pizza now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's fire.
Yeah,
fire.
it's still good, dude. As long as it's got. I'm a big believer in that. If the crust is good, that's
I agree. Because
Yeah,
if
you
you have
agree?
to toss out the crust, it's not pizza.
yeah.
You have to be able to eat the whole thing. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Little Caesars, you can eat the whole slice. Shout out Little Caesars.
They've been there in my darkest moments.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that meme
Yep,
that baby
yep.
boy posted. But what's your favorite movie?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. All right. Batman. Okay,
Batman,
I see
yeah.
you. Favorite athlete?
Conor McGregor.
Too bad he was just
I know,
injured, bro.
but still legend status in my book.
He is. He's a legend. The everything that he brought onto the UFC, dude. Yeah,
He
it's a
said
whole
the blueprint,
legacy.
bro. He said the
Mhm.
blueprint.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure you probably already been on, but your dream vacation?
Still, I haven't been on my dream vacation yet. I don't have a place, but I do
Mhm.
have a kind of how I want it.
Mhm.
Um, Flying in, full resort, chilling, but not like a populated resort. Maybe somewhere out in like, kind of like, excuse me,
Mhm.
Thailand ish, very private and on there,
Mhm.
and maybe just 5 days away. Good food, good
Mhm.
hikes, good swims, some massages, some like just very like rest and recovery, and like how we were talking about earlier, being able to be present,
Mhm.
enjoy the fruits of your labor,
Mhm.
and doing something that you've never done.
Love it. Yeah. And who is your? Oh, sorry. What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is, uh, you don't, in this world, we're all equal as human beings, right? You can be anybody who you want if you put in the work, and that's it. There's no talent here. This is hard work.
I
It's
agree
Conor
with you.
McGregor.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Damn. Okay. And then the last one, last but not least, one word people use to describe you.
Cabron.
Um, but cabrón can mean like it could be a good thing and a bad thing. Like, oh, ese güey es cabrón. Like, he's badass. Basically saying ese güey sí sabe es cabrón. In that way,
It's both.
in both. Okay.
It's both. So
uh,
the way I think about it is, there is no two versions of me anymore. Before, I had to choose what version I had to be. I couldn't be me. I either
mhm,
had to be a version for my parents, a version for my community, a version as a businessman. But
mhm,
I never was me, and it wasn't until me that I was just unapologetically me. So the reason The Dark Knight is my favorite movie is not because of Batman; it's because of the Joker. So
oh, okay.
he laughs at the system, and he's correct. People go crazy. They literally kill each other for money, this non-existent thing. And he played the entire city. He played the mafia. He even played Batman. And when he got all the money in the world, the things that all these people value, he burned it.
Mhm. He didn't give a fuck about
Because it's
any of
not
that.
it's
Yeah.
not about it's not about what you have. It's about what did you do.
Mhm.
Like when you were here and you were present. Obviously, he's a huge extreme. Like he was causing havoc, creating fear, do all the thing. But if you have the ability to do both, why
Mhm.
not? If you can be Batman and the Joker, to me, it's like everybody thinks that I'm doing everything that I'm doing to be cool. But
Mhm.
what I'm really trying to do is spread God's message. That's the Joker side of it. But the
Mhm.
Batman side of it is we'll fight crime anywhere, man.
Damn. Okay. That was you're really what's it called? That was a plot twist right there. I thought it was because of Batman. I love that, dude. Because of the Joker and sometimes when you're watching a movie and like you actually pay attention to the villain's backstory or to the villain's reason on why they're doing it, you're like, you know what? He kind of got a point, right?
It makes sense.
Uh
It's
huh.
like he laughs at society's flaws, which
Mhm.
is titles, monies, prestige, new things, flexing, all of this stuff. He laughs at that
Mhm.
because those specific type of people in societies, they don't survive in our world,
Mhm.
but we don't survive in their world. But not because we couldn't survive, is because it's a non-existing world. It's fake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you were saying, like just like money, that's just fake. Like you know what's ridiculous? Let me go on go like off track a little bit. What I thought was so ridiculous, dude. I was working for a soft water company. There's one right down the street too. But like it's here on Vista Way.
Okay.
It rains water systems. I hope I don't get sued, but I don't think they're gonna watch it this
We'll
far
blurb it.
in.
How about that? Yeah.
But yeah, but anyways, so dude, they sell like water filters, basically like to filter their water. And it's just like I was just thinking about it. I was like, wait, they're literally just like selling water. I was like, what the fuck? They're selling us water that like Mother Earth and like God created for all of us, and they're selling it. What the fuck? And that just blows my mind. Like it seems fake to me, dude.
It's the beauty of capitalism.
Fucking A,
You have
dude.
if you have a service or a product,
Mm-hmm.
you can build a business and an enterprise and market it.
Mm-hmm.
You can survive in this country.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's so crazy to me, dude. How they're how
Yeah,
all that how
yeah.
that works. Like it can literally be anything. Like just something as simple as water.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know.
sir.
But now to close this out, tell us a little bit about your future, about what's coming up. What's next for El Gato Negro?
El Gato Negro is gonna return to the ring. So
Oh
El Gato
shit.
Negro is gonna return to the ring this year.
Mm-hmm.
Date to be announced, show to be announced. We're in talk with a couple promoters. We're in talk with sponsors. We're doing it on God's time because um, we can. We have the structure, we have the platform, we have the marketing machine, we have the content engine, we have the studio. We're established here in the county, so now it's not just fighting; it's who else can I help? When I step in, who else? My
Mm-hmm.
coaches, the community, the businesses that sponsor me, the studio, the everything. Like how can I when I step in, regardless of the result, how can my people win?
Mm-hmm.
And and that's what's coming next.
Yeah. All right. Is that one of the goals that you're chasing right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Hell yeah.
and recently I've had to ask myself,
Mm-hmm.
why do I want to fight? When I started, I know why I wanted to fight, but now that I'm here, it's like why? And the answer is because I'm not done.
Okay. You feel like you got more to give.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, man. As long that's honestly like why they ask. I'm a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan, right? So I watch all of his shit, and that's what they ask him. Like, why haven't you retired? You're 40. You're 41. This and that. Like, as long as my body can, like, as long as my body lets me, and I can continue doing this, I'm gonna continue doing it because of the passion. I love it too. Mm-hmm.
it's what's giving me everything.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I'm not gonna even when I'm retired from competing, I'm gonna train for the rest of my life. Like that's for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't the mental, the spiritual, the discipline, the everything. Like it saved my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and on top of that, it's sano. It's healthy. Like I don't think I've mentioned it, but I used to be even bigger than I am now. I was like, I was two. No, I was 315
Oh, it's a
pounds.
big weight loss, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
thank you, bro. Thank you. I've hit a plateau. I haven't like fixed my diet or anything, but en eso andamos, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Diet and cardio, bro. That's
yeah.
just like that. Lift a
Mm-hmm.
little bit and don't look at it on the weight
Mm-hmm.
loss. Look at it how can I transform my body?
Mm-hmm.
Because the scale won't do that.
Yeah. The scale's been staying the same for a while, but I have been seeing like improvements. Like I'm like, okay, I didn't have that. I would flex and I didn't have that a
Yeah,
couple years
yeah.
ago. You know what I mean? But it's just very very slow progress. I'm gonna hop on anabolic steroids. I'm just kidding.
Nah, don't
I'm
do
just
that,
kidding, dog.
man.
I'm just
Don't do
kidding.
that. I take zero
uh-huh.
supplements,
Uh-huh.
bro. We're literally like Chili was here with me in the morning. We're
Mhm.
we're getting approached by peptide companies and like all these other like,
Mhm.
hey, do business with us, like yada yada, and
Mhm.
I'm not there yet, so I can't speak on it. So, and I'm just very big on if it's not really helping me, then I'm not
Mhm.
gonna sell it. I'm not gonna put my brand behind it.
Yeah.
So may and
Mhm.
I haven't done any research on that. I don't know what any of that is,
Mhm.
but I'm good
Yeah.
right now. Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give this advice. If you do, because I follow a lot of bodybuilders and stuff that have unfortunately passed away from using peptides. Like,
Oh,
just get your blood work done. Then,
yeah.
and the probably the only peptide or like the only supplement that I'll take is gonna be probably when I get older, because as you get older, like your testosterone starts to drop and stuff. That's probably the only thing that I'll probably take, like testosterone, but um, my wife doesn't want me to take any peptides. She's like, "Hey, your dick's gonna shrink." I'm like, "Correction, correction. My dick's not gonna shrink. My balls are gonna shrink, and they're gonna make my dick look bigger." You know?
Hey, the fact that you already have that answer prepared scares me, bro. I don't know, man. I think I have to judge you now.
It's fine, man. It's fine, dude.
Oh,
Oh man, but uh, Hey man, where can people follow you? Mention your social media. If you want to shout out anybody, go ahead, bro. We're wrapping this up.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is my bread and butter. You can contact me there. Comments. I don't have live notifications. I do that on purpose. Is the one thing that I do control. Or else my phone would just blow up. Like it already blows up all day with calls, text messages, emails, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then notifications is on Instagram. Ironically, is the one thing I do silence. Because my phone would just it would never stop. So Instagram at RCG53 and on YouTube El Gato Negro 53. TikTok at El Gato Negro 53, and then that one is run by my team. My TikTok is run by my team. So the best way to contact me is through Instagram, and 100% everything on there is on me. Story, posts, everything that's on there fully. I read every caption and just that's on me. And then YouTube El Gato Negro 53. We have a lot in the pipeline, so we're probably gonna be dropping like 7 episodes in like a week, probably an episode a day, upcoming soon. And that's how much content we have ready to go.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, bro. Thank you so much for having me in your studio.
Man.
I really
Of course,
appreciate
thank you for
it.
coming.
Yeah, man. And it's also like right down the street from my house. Like
Oh, nice.
it's not too far.
Yeah.
It's not too far. Just 10 minutes down the 78, and boom, I'm home. But like I said, thank you everybody for tuning in. And again, thank you so much for having me in your studio. I am very impressed by your studio, bro, and I
Appreciate it,
hope it's
brother.
not the last
Appreciate
time you have me here.
Well, hopefully the next time we're in an even bigger studio and an even bigger office, which is the goal. But no, shout out to you. Thank you for reaching out, man. Means a lot.
Of course.
Keep pushing, keep going.
Mhm.
And then you already know El Gato Studios and El Gato Negros got your back, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Hasta la próxima, mi gente.
NCD se vive la vida con un buen clima como la morra que me hace clímax.